All right. Yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing as many readings as I am right now, but I'm gonna shut the door. Well, maybe you can't hear that fan. Well, I'm gonna shut the door just in case you can. Hopefully that makes it a little quieter. All right, so interesting how things are developing between my two channels now. It seems the tarot cards that I'm using in my channel, Elevate Your Joy, that I'm using for a specific purpose there, that's very different than here, are wanting to be used in the reading here. And then I'm to use the same tarot and do a true pick a pile, split the tarot deck into 3 and let you pick your piles. So it's just interesting how the two channels seem to be working together in some way, a little bit. Anyway, so you have 2 piles. As I noticed earlier with my reading for Elevate Your Joy, there's a lot of blue and green, right? We have the blues and the green here, blue and green here. So this is something related to the heart chakra and the throat chakra and expressing your heart's desires in some way, I believe. So, and manifesting something. So we'll see what the reading turns out to be. Maybe I'm totally off base, but the colors are speaking to me in that way. I'm going to open the energy and let you pick your pile. Here we go. All right. If you haven't picked your pile, you can pause the video and do so. But I'm going to get started with the first group and see what comes for them. Here we go. First group. To them, for them, from them. What does the first group want to say to themselves today? What is their guidance from their, I don't want to say higher self or true self, because, I don't want to insinuate that, your physical body isn't that. Maybe I will say whole self. I don't know. But my point is that you're doing this reading. You are bringing this reading to you. It's to you, for you, from you, right? I'm delivering it, but you're bringing it to you, okay? That's the first thing I want to point out. Okay, here we go. We have the 5 of Swords. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm using this deck. It's called the Healing Light Tarot deck. It's an interesting deck. So we have the 5 of Swords. And I'm blanking on the 5 of Swords, which is weird because, I read tarot all the time and I know them quite well. But so that tells me they want me to go to this book and look at what it is saying in this particular deck. And I mean, that makes sense because they're making me use particular decks right now. Not making me, guiding me to use particular decks right now. So that would make sense that they're like, hey, why don't you, look in this deck. So for some reason I'm having a hard time finding the swords. Let me keep looking here. This is the Pentacles. Here we go. I've got the swords now. All right. The swords, the 5 of Swords. In most battles, there are winners and losers. Which are you? In this scene, the victor brandishes his 3 swords with arrogance. The other 2 men in the scene are walking away, having abandoned their own swords on the ground. The inference is they were outmatched in strength and have given up the fight while they still could. On a brighter note, they may be walking away from the battle, but they walk towards a sunrise mandorla. I've never seen it written that way. Mandorla. Okay. There is, after all, healing in self-preservation. It takes courage to accept defeat, yet there are times when you have no alternative. You may be fleeing the battle, but you'll live to fight another day. Conversely, it takes humility to deal with victory. Celebration is one thing, but it can soon turn to oppressive arrogance if unchecked. Such victories are hollow, and you may find your allies soon turn against you. Okay, this is an interesting book. So basically what it is saying is, if there's some sort of battle that you've been in, you may be the winner. And if you're the winner, remain humble. Don't let that go to your head. If you were the quote unquote loser and you're walking away, understand that sometimes that's just as much of a win, right? Sometimes, I guess this card is saying in that regard, when you're walking away from it, pick your battles, right? Pick your battles. That's so. I don't know which way this is going to resonate with you. So I'm telling you both ways. If you've won a battle recently, don't become arrogant about it. Don't let it go to your head, because like they said, you can become arrogant, oppressive, and then your allies can turn on you. So they're just warning you of that, if that's appropriate for you. If it's the other way around and you've picked, you've started walking away from certain battles and you're picking your battles, they're telling you that's something that sometimes has to happen, and actually saying, good for you. All right. We're going to get more context as we get more cards, but there's kind of two different ways that card could go for you. Choose the one that resonates for you. Okay. Now we're going to keep going. Okay. We have two more cards. So this card, Page of Wands. They want me to turn the other one over right away. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. These are read upright, these cards, so that's why I made that one go upright. Okay, and they want me to stick to the book here, so I'm going to stick to the book here with that guidance. So that's the cups. Here we go. Here's the Suit of Wands. The Page of Wands. Earth of Fire. This is a young heart viewing the world with wonder and childlike joy. He brings earth into the realm of fire. So think of him as somebody whose inner being is potentially flammable. He's a firework waiting for the blue touch paper to be lit and potentially explosive. In practical terms, this can represent a youthful lack of inhibition and someone who says what they think without heeding how appropriate that may be. The page is a messenger, but he can also be someone experiencing a surge of libido or creativity. He is youthful energy, and his presence denotes change and fiery transformations, tinged with wonder and innocence. The dark side of this person might be a refusal to grow up and shirking of responsibility. The selfish page avoids responsibility and resorts to fiery displays of temper when called to account. Okay, so some of you might be dealing with the Page of Wands. I believe you're dealing with the Page of Wands, some of you. So some of you may have had a victory over the Page of Wands, or some of you have decided, I'm picking my battles and walking away. And he might be the arrogant one. Look at, he's holding up this wand here, and, he might be the one that's being arrogant, right? So if you're the person that has chosen to walk away and pick your battles. So that's tough. It's difficult. I understand that. We have the Wheel of Fortune here. So this tells me this is a destined relationship, though. What's happening right now, I'm seeing, and I'm seeing this all over the place, and we're seeing this play out in the world. This person could be a bit of a narcissist, and I'm not saying they have narcissist personality disorder, because that's very rare, but they might have some tendencies, some narcissistic traits. And what's happening is, as we know, people with narcissistic traits tend to be attracted to empaths. And so we have a lot of empaths dealing with a lot of narcissists in their life right now, and they're actually choosing to walk away from those people, or to just put down the swords and stop battling with those people. And so they might think that they're winning the battle or winning the war when that happens, but we know that that's not the case. They're actually just you're actually just protecting your own peace and walking away from that. They have lessons to learn in this. The narcissistic types have lessons to learn in this, but the empaths also have lessons to learn in this. And that's why we have the Wheel of Fortune here. This is something that's, you know, part of the divine plan. So I'm sorry if you're going through that right now, because that's always really hard. But, you know, I see it happening and hear of it happening a lot right now. So, and it's happening worldwide and on the global stage as well. So, you know, it's something that has to happen before a big shift occurs. I believe there's a big shift coming, and that's why this is all happening, right? So I'm going to go to the book for this Wheel of Fortune as well. As the wheel spins, dancers leap around its rim. Okay, there's dancers. Yeah, there are dancers leaping around there. Okay. Rising and falling while the moon waxes and wanes through its complete cycle. Interesting. My Elevate Your Joy message today had something about the moon cycles. Okay. Doctrines of chance and methods of calculating probabilities can be seen in the ghostly letters and at its center. A single droplet of water contained in a mandorla causes ripples as it splashes onto a still pool. While many changes are cyclical and some can be calculated, others are purely random, and the wheel can be seen to turn in erratic directions. This is the archetype of change. What rises must eventually fall as the wheel turns, but unseen forces can often influence its movement. All things have their time in the circle of life, which repeats itself with predictable force. That said, tiny events can grow to change the course of history, disrupting the cycle. Interesting. So, if things seem chaotic and disruptive in your life right now, while you deal with this, they are. Okay, they are. It's not that they just seem that way. They really truly are. But this is part of ushering in change. As I mentioned, there's a big shift coming, I believe, in our lives and in all lives. So yeah, again, you know, it's a tough time, but it's part of a bigger plan. Okay, with the Wheel of Fortune here. So 12:21. Okay, on the clock. I gotta look that one up. I know it's here in this book. So 12:21. What is that about? Hold on. Finding it. 12:21. You can support and guide others. So angels are reminding you not to burn out or to skip self-care on your journey as a light worker. Light waker, I almost said. So waking people up to the light. This is you, both of you. So you are waking up to the light through this experience, more light, and they are waking up to the light. Possibly you're already more awake than the other person. And so have some compassion for them, have some grace for them, because this might all be new to them, this awakening to the light that they're experiencing through you. You know, these people find the empaths, as I said, but they're not always prepared for what the empath is going to do in them. And often the empath wakes up the light and awakens them to spirituality, but they're not ready for it. Their ego is very strong and doesn't want to give in, right? So they are having their own experience of battling their ego and being, you know, understanding that maybe there's something more to the world and to them than their ego. So they're struggling in their own right. So have some compassion, have some empathy. You're empathetic, you're an empath. But don't let them walk all over you, okay? Don't let them walk all over you. You can walk away from them. You can stand up to them. But either way, you're awakening something in them, okay? And they're awakening something in you, your power. You know, they're helping you understand your power as the empath that you are, okay? And you are powerful as an empath, okay? They might try to tell you you're not, you know, they might try to beat you down. People like that sometimes do, but you're going to stand up to that. And one way or the other, whether you're walking away or you're confronting, right? Either way. So I'm going to read that again. You can support and guide others. So angels are reminding you not to burn out or to skip self-care or on your journey as a light worker. So another thing about when you're dealing with this kind of person, they can distract you so much from everything. And then you do start skipping your self-care because all your time is going into dealing with them. So your angels are saying, don't let them distract you to that point, okay? Focus on yourself, focus on you, focus on your journey, focus on, you know, awakening you and shining your light more and more and more. And deal with them however you choose to deal with them, you know, walking away or confronting, whatever you want to do, setting boundaries, whatever it is. It's all part of a plan that's bringing, the Healing Light Tarot, right? It's all part of a plan that's bringing darkness to light for you, for everyone, for the world, for the universe. You know, it's really interesting. We're in interesting times, very interesting times. Okay, they want me to look at the 511 and the 510. So in that order, so 511 first. 511. Let's see. Your determination to be a light to the world is making a difference in the hearts of those who need it most. Keep up the good work. Okay, so some more encouragement about shining your light. And then 510. Your hard work and dedication to growth are being recognized. Know that you are always connected to the divine and that experience of it is always personal. So yeah, this is your personal experience of the divine, and it is part of your experience of the divine, and you are still connected to the divine. Your hard work and dedication to growth are being recognized, because this is hard work, okay? And you have to be dedicated to growth to deal with all of this. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, I'm tempted to say I'm sorry you're going through this, but, you know, it's rough and it's tough sometimes. I get it. But it's going to lead to a much better, like a much greater, it's going to lead to some enlightenment and empowerment for you and for them, but for you. And I'm more concerned about you than them, to be honest. So that's what I have for group number 1 today. I hear you can end it there. They've got what they need. I hope it helps in some way, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye for now. All right, my second group. To them, for them, from them. What does group 2 need to hear today? To them, for them, from them. What does group number 2 want to hear today? What message are they giving themselves today? Here we go. By the way, this is the Healing Light Tarot, if you're interested in it. So, and as I was saying that, I'm being called today to point out to you that it is you that is bringing this message to you. I'm delivering it, but it is you that has brought this message to you, okay? To you, from you, for you. Okay, we have the 7 of Wands here. Now, I'm weirdly drawing blanks on the cards. So there's a reason we're using this deck. As I mentioned in the intro, I used it in my Elevate Your Joy, and it seems that these two channels are working together, and I'm going to be using the same tarot deck for this reading as I did in that reading. And there's just some interesting things happening. I'm being guided to do things in a very cool way. It's quite interesting, actually. So I'm going to read from here, the 7 of Wands, okay, because that's what they're guiding me to do. So, a man stands on top of an escarpment defending his territory. Below you can see 6 wands pointing up toward him in a threatening manner. The 7th wand is the weapon in his hand, and with it he fends off the other 6. This is a man under siege. Yet he is surrounded by a glowing mandorla, showing that his defensive actions are necessary if he is to remain whole. When you're outnumbered or overwhelmed, it takes every last shred of courage to stand your ground. This isn't a constructive struggle promoting growth, but a simple battle for survival. And when this card appears, it speaks of your need to draw on every last reserve of courage within yourself. Even when the odds seem completely stacked against you, you have to hold your ground. Some attacks seem totally unjust, but that's when defending what you believe in is most important. Okay, very interesting, because the first group was very different. It was very different. There was conflict and battles going on, but it was a very different message. So for you, they're saying, sometimes you have to stand your ground. And that's what they're guiding you to do right now for whatever. So I don't know what battle you're battling, what's overwhelming you, what's, where you're feeling outnumbered, what's happening here. with you. Like I said, this message is for you. You're receiving the message. I'm just delivering it. It's a message coming from you, and you're telling yourself, stand your ground. Okay, so that's the first thing that the message is saying. Now we're going to get a couple more cards. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay. Oh, look, 77, the 7 of Cups. And then I'm going to turn this one over to, oh my gosh, 777, 777. That is amazing. How often does that happen, right? Wow. 777. So we have the 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. We're going to get into this, but I'm just so, yeah, wow. 777. So first, of course, I'm going to read the 777, 777. It's funny, that's the plane my husband is flying now, the 777. Okay, your magic and manifesting abilities are increasing at this time. Tap into your inner superpowers and release your magic into the world. Yes, that is so awesome. Now I'm going to read from the other book too that I have, 777. Okay, let me look there. I love this message in this book. 777, you will heal. Beautiful message, especially if you're in this battle, if you've just come through this battle and you're feeling a little wounded, right? You may have stood your ground, but you had to fight and fend all of that off, and you might be feeling a little wounded. But it's saying that this battle has unlocked your magic and you will heal, okay? So that's incredible. I really, really love that. I'm just going to read the angel number again about unlocking your magic. Your magic and manifesting abilities are increasing at this time. Tap into your inner superpowers and release your magic into the world. Yes, beautiful. Okay, let's see what these two cards say in the book, and then we'll talk further about them. So we have the 7 of Cups. Let's find that in here. That's the Pentacles. Where's the cup stuff? Where's the water side? Yeah, here we go. So 7 of Cups. Here we go. Illusionary success. A man looks up to see 7 cups floating in the clouds, each bearing a unique gift. The cups sit on the threshold of day and night, almost at the top of the atmosphere, where our planets give way to the emptiness of space. Above them, our sun shines brightly in a star-filled firmament. Its rays pouring through a mandorla portal to symbolize healing enlightenment. On Earth below, with vision clouded by the daylight atmosphere, the man knows he must choose one cup to move forward. This is a limited window of opportunity, for the seeker must make his choice quickly before they vanish from the clouds or the sun goes down. Failure to act is the worst outcome, and in a situation like this, even a hasty choice is better than none. Each of those cups has something to commend it, so act decisively while you can, or walk away with nothing. Okay, so what I'm getting from this, and that sounded a little negative, but what I'm getting this is you can't go wrong. Just take one of those cups. You're being offered a bunch of opportunities. 7, in fact. You've battled, you've won this battle, you stood your ground, and now you're being offered a bunch of opportunities. And you're probably going, which one do I take? I got to think about this. Just go for it. Just go for it. Grab one and go, is what I'm hearing. You can't go wrong. Okay? You can't go wrong. Without whatever decision you make right now, whatever you go for, whatever cup you grab, whatever opportunity you grab, you can't go wrong. Okay? That's what I'm hearing with that. Okay. Now we're going to do the 7 of Swords. So let me find that. Where are the swords? Here we go. Unstable effort. The man in the card is a thief. Okay. Signified by the fox, a familiar spirit companion is at his feet. The fox is a symbol of stealth and concealment, and here the man is quietly tiptoeing away with 5 stolen swords, doing all he can to remain unseen and unheard. He cannot carry any more, so at some stage he will have to return for the remaining 2 swords, putting himself at further risk of discovery. There are times in life where you must tread carefully, for it will take skill, diplomacy, and even a little deception to navigate your way through difficult territory. The mandorla in this card is deliberately placed at the man's feet and incorporates the fox within its sphere. That's because healing and self-preservation can often be inseparable. If you're in a dangerous, abusive situation, go under the radar and tread carefully to free yourself. Okay, so if you're in that situation, you need more help and advice than what I can provide here. So I strongly urge you to get that, okay? But I'm going to continue with the reading, but I just want to make that, disclaimer. I am not a replacement for any of the other help that you might need. But what I'm hearing here with the Seven of Swords, what you hear often with the Seven of Swords is that he's stealing those, but sometimes that's okay for him to steal those because that wasn't meant for you, and that's the spirit world blocking you from getting that, okay? So sometimes this can be seen positively, not negatively. The other thing that I instantly picked up on while I was reading that is this prepares you for this, okay? So you went through this because you are now receiving these opportunities and you're going to pick one and go for it. And you might come up against some difficult people again, okay? Once you start down this path, down this, as you're unlocking your magic and putting your magic out into the world and all of that kind of stuff, there's going to be some people that you're going to come up against that, like you did here. But you're prepared now. You're empowered. You're enlightened. You are stronger. You know how to stand your ground. You've been through it. You know how to do it now, right? This taught you exactly how magical and powerful you are, how much you can manifest, and how to put your magic out in the world and how to grasp these opportunities and go for it. So if you come up against some difficulty here through this, you've got some tools. You're strong. You're strong now. You've been through this, right? And you've healed, or you are healing. You will heal is what it said, right? So, so that is what I'm seeing here. Very, very strongly, very, very clearly. Like I said, if you're in a serious situation, if this card is denoting a very serious situation, make sure you reach out to the people that can help you in that situation. Do not stay in it. Okay, as strong as you are, do not stay in it. Okay, this is very much, the cards are telling you, do not stay in it and reach out to those that can help you. You might have to do it in a sneaky way, escape it in a sneaky way, and that's okay, right? So I'm going to leave that there because that's for someone specific. I'm going to talk about it in a more general sense as we move on. But you are strong, you are powerful, you are magical, you are healed, and you are being given several opportunities. Just grab one and go for it. And you have the strength to deal with whatever comes here. And perhaps, some things are being taken. Some of these opportunities will be taken away. And remember, it said it's very quick, so just grab one. And those weren't meant for you anyway, so don't worry about those, right? Is there anything else that this group needs to hear? No, understand, feel. They're bringing me back to this card. So it's decision time. Make the decision. Move forward. Okay? With that decision. There's a window of opportunity, as it said. It's time to make that decision and move forward with it. Whatever that decision is. You will know. As I mentioned, this reading is you telling you what you need to know. That's your message. I hope it helps, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Okay. 2929 for my group number 3. So let's see what 29 means in the angel numbers, because it's ×2 for you. 2929. Powerful goddess and divine mother energy is surrounding you. You are being enveloped in love and compassion. ×2. All right. Now, we're going to look in the other book here, the Uplift and Shift book, and see what that says as well. Well, if I don't drop it on the floor first. Okay. 29. I find stimulation and support for my spiritual journey in my relationships. Okay, and then I just saw 30:03. I'm going to need to look up this in somewhere else. So this is about relationships and finding stimulation and support in your relationships. And now let's see what the 30:03 stands for. 30:03, angel number. What is that saying to us? Which one do you want me to look at? This one? Yeah. Now is the moment where you will be able to enjoy the best and brightest parts of your life. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, yeah, and I guess because I want to go back to the 29:29 message. I find stimulation and support for my spiritual journey in my relationships. Yes, so as you're finding stimulation and support for your spiritual journey in your relationships, and the Divine Mother energy is surrounding you and supporting you as well, and you're being enveloped in love and compassion, this is the moment where you will be able to enjoy the best and brightest parts of your life. That's exciting. Beautiful. Okay, now let's see what the cards want to say. And this is the Healing Light Tarot. And it's, as I mentioned in the introduction, this message is to you, for you, from you. This is you, I'm delivering the message, but you created this message and brought it to you, okay? So they're making me remind everybody of that and stress that today. So to them, for them, from them. What's group number 3 want to hear today? What is their message? We have these 3 cards. Yep, these 3 cards. Okay. We have 3 cards. I love the colors. Okay, here we go. Ace of Cups. Now, they're asking me to refer to this book. Okay. And, okay, we're going to do it like the others, where I talk about the Ace of Cups first, and then I turn over the other 2. Okay. So, is this Cups? What is this? The Suit of Swords. That is definitely not Cups. Okay, let's find the Cups. Where are the Cups? Here we go. Ace of Cups. The fount of water. A grail-like cup rises from the waves. Floating above is a glowing communion wafer, backlit by the rising sun. All right. As always, the emblem of the ace sits within a mandorla continuum. Water is the element through which we empathize and connect, hence the communion symbolism in this image. It is the element of the heart, the soul, and the fount of our emotions. In high church Christian traditions, taking communion is an act of connection with the divine presence of God, and the cup as a wine vessel symbolically holds the blood of Christ. When this card appears, we enter the realm of water with all its myriad possibilities of human connection. If the ace is a symbol of our state of being, it shows us ready to open our hearts. It can herald the approach of a new relationship or new romantic attachment. The cup is ready to be drunk from. Yes, and that's what this is saying. Now is the moment where you will be able to enjoy the best and brightest parts of your life. It's related to your relationship. So if you're in a relationship, the new love is a renewed love. If you're not in one, there is a new love coming your way. This is beautiful. Okay, now let's find out what the other 2 cards want to say. They're upright in this deck. So, ooh, a King of Swords and a Knight of Wands. Okay. King of Swords and Knight of Wands. Interesting. All right, they want me to go to the book, so I'm going to go to the book. Might not be as interesting as I thought, because, they want me to make sure I'm reading from this book and not making assumptions about this. Okay. So let me find the swords. Here we go. This is the swords, right? Yeah. King of Swords. Here we go. Be patient. Okay, here we go. The king brings fire into the realm of air, so unlike the knight whose compassion may be lacking. The king shows warmth and care allied to a deep sense of social justice. His authority is strong because he is respected as a people person. This is a difficult figure to serve alongside or under because he pushes for the best from himself and everyone around him. When he has it, he'll push for better again. That said, his selfless nature and deep concern for your welfare will assure you your loyalty to him. Like the queen before him, the mandorla in this image rests over the hand holding his sword. This shows complete mastery in wielding the sword for the common good. In his hands, the sword becomes a tool of justice and protection. He is a towering and somewhat daunting figure, but he's one you will always want to aspire to. All right, I'm going to read the Knight of Wands, and then we're going to talk about these two cards. Okay. Knight of Wands. Heir of Fire. As with the Page of Wands, the mandorla surrounds the flaming tip of the knight's wand, showing the healing potential of the energy he embodies. This is someone who storms into a situation with positive fire and energy, turning things upside down for the better. In the workplace, they are the passionate reformer whose influence feels tempestuous, whilst their intentions are sincere. As an artist, this person's work and inspirations have the power to turn your heart inside out and move you to the core. As a lover, their sexual prowess is devastating, and they will teach you pleasures you never knew existed. The night brings air to the realm of fire, and all this can do is fan the flames, making them more intense. Without compassion, such a person can cause chaos, for a blast of wind fans the flames to fury, destroying the whole forest. Okay, so interesting, because I noticed when I said interesting before I read that this guy is charging toward this guy. So in your relationship, I feel like there is a person who, like, because this guy's fire, it says, and even though he's air a lot with the swords, right, in the mind, but it said in this deck, he's fire, right? Something about fire. Let me go back and just make sure I got that right. The king brings fire into the realm of air. Right. He's in the realm of air, but he's bringing fire into the realm of air. And this guy is all fire. So this is creativity, right? So he's bringing this fire, he's bringing the Knight of Wands fire to him into the realm of air, which is mind, the mindset, right? The intellect. So this is creative, very, very creative energy, very fiery creative energy, joining with an experienced, wise person with extreme intellect, okay? So this could be your partner, this could be you, I don't know which one. This could be you coming together. Maybe one of you is creative and one of you is, in that airspace. One of you is fire and one of you is air. Maybe one of you is, the fire signs like Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, I think. And the other is the air signs, one of which is Libra. And I think, is it Gemini? What are the air signs? I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm going to just ask because that's the easiest way to do that. Air signs, because I feel like I'm going to mess it up. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's the other one, right? Aquarius. So this could be your signs. Now, if it's not your sun sign, it might be in your chart somewhere. But so one of you is very fiery, and now I'm getting that it is. One of you is very fiery, one of you is very air element, right? And one's very creative, one's very intellectual, and you're coming together now. You're like joining together in this relationship, and this relationship supports your spiritual journey. That's what, the something said. I can't remember, the 29s. Yeah, the 29s. So yeah, it's time for you to drink from this cup. It's really cool. There's this new energy. So if you're already in a relationship, it's this new energy. You're finally coming into union, is what I'm hearing, so that you can drink from this cup and your relationship is going to support your spiritual journey. If you are not in a relationship yet, this is coming your way. Okay, very much so. So this is really, really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. It's quite amazing, actually. Sorry, I'm actually realizing how amazing it is. Yeah, that's really, really nice to hear for some of us and for you. Some of us is me, I guess, but for you. What a beautiful, beautiful reading. Is there anything else that group number 3 needs to know? Or have I delivered the message? That is your message. That is what you wanted to know. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.